What's up, guys? It is Rick Ginn here with Flip with Rick. And I am doing Thursday because me and Zach swap spots. So as you guys know, I'm Dad, AKA Flip with Rick. My son is Zach, and he spends a lot of time with you guys. So guys, what do you think what Zach did? It was this whole free course thing has just gone crazy. And don't worry, we're going to talk about it. But this show, we're talking about how to save your wholesale real estate deal. And if you guys are new to wholesaling, you're in the absolute best place. We are the only free organic wholesaling community out there. I don't have anything to offer to you. So I've been doing this 19 years. I trained my son how to do this, and I've done every type of deal. I've actually done thousands of deals. And in those thousands of deals, I would love for you guys to comment. By the way, you can start putting your questions on it. We're focusing on how to save your wholesale deals in real estate. And I'm going to share with you tips and tricks. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to share with you tips and tricks I've learned over thousands of contracts of what you can do to save your deals. And then I'll answer questions. If you got a question about saving a deal, that would be awesome because I think we can all benefit from it. But in my experience, it really boils down to some real basic mechanics of why people want out of a deal. And we're going to focus on the seller because that's the most challenging part. I don't really overly worry about the buyers. We can do that in another broadcast. So let's dive into it. If you want to pile your questions up there, yes, we will talk about everything going on at Flip with Rick, wholesaling houses for real, everything we do. So I'll take the first 10, 15 minutes and let's get into it. So saving your wholesale real estate deals. This is a topic is just so near and dear to me. So here's how it always starts out. The cancel call. If you've ever got this, it is literally like being, I'm going to use a nice word. It's like being kicked in the stomach. You have such a natural high from getting this great wholesale deal. And maybe it's your first one, maybe it's your 100th one. And no matter how long in your business, when you get the cancel call, and if you've never got it, it's not a matter if you get it, it's a matter of when you'll get it. See, sellers can be unpredictable, especially when dealing with motivated sellers. So it all starts with a cancel call. So I'm going to give you some rules, understanding you are going to get a cancel call. This show right here is going to teach you how to deal with it. Because I see so many people like, my God, what do I do, Rick, Zach, please help me save my deal. Let's go through some basic rules. Rule number one, do not panic. Is the worst thing you can do. You have to be cool, calm, and collective. Now, if you follow our system and how we do wholesaling, which is very systematic, I got 23 years experience between me and Zach, and we lay it all out for you. This is actually just part of doing a deal. If you don't do your contracts right, you don't do any type of deposit, and you wing it and you print, I don't know, you just make up a contract, you could be in trouble. So what you need to do is once you get that call, number one, don't panic. Do not get in a fight with them on the phone. Real simple, cool, calm, use their name. I love the username. It really helps out. And I got to tell you, this is where a lot of you guys screw it up. You just, you can't cancel. We have a deal. We have a deal. We have a deal. No, you can't do that. So if you remain calm and get through that first minute or two, calmer heads prevail. Now, once you show calmness, you will actually put them at ease, and you're going to exude confidence when you do this. So this is key. If you panic, you're going to get them all panicked, and you're going to reinforce why they want to cancel with you. So by the way, I've gotten hundreds. I've gotten a lot of these cancel calls. It just happens. Especially in today's market, it happens a lot. So rule number one, don't panic. Rule number two, to save the deal, if you can at all possibly go out and visit them belly to belly. What I mean by belly, in person. It is, if you've ever dated somebody or you've been through that, let's face it, it's much easier to break up with people over the phone. Would you guys agree? Hands down, they will break up with you over the phone because they don't see you, you don't see the physical reaction. I got to tell you, belly to belly, it's painful to do that because you got to look them in the eye and you're going to get reaction. A lot of tears are going to flow. And I'm telling you, the belly to belly, if you meet someone who wants to cancel a deal, do not try to save that deal over the phone. If all possible, meet them in person. Now, I know some of you guys do virtual. It's a little bit different. And every now and then you got to recruit some local boots to help you save the deal, because if you lose the deal, you get nothing. So if you want to save the deal, if you can go belly to belly, I'm telling you, it will tremendously increase your odds. Trying to save a deal over the phone on that panicked cancel call, it's not going to work out well. So just don't do it. So number one, don't panic. Number two, belly to belly. The third rule you must understand in this process, and you'll learn this in time, just because you have a contract with someone, you can't force them to go to the closing table. I've seen sellers ghost, just literally disappear because they don't want to deal with selling their house. And by you saying, I have a contract and you have to follow through, I'm going to tell you, 9 times out of 10, if you just talk through it, meet them in person and don't panic, you can save the deal. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I see like new investors, hey, we have a contract. I have a deal. I'm holding it to you. I'm going to sue you. I tell you, the minute you do that words, they're going to cut off on you. So please understand, no matter what you say or do, in the end, you have a contract. Your job is you have to bridge from the contract to get them to the closing table. And if you think you can force it, it's a very expensive lawsuit. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose with the homeowner. I'm not here to tell you how to record affidavits or anything. And by the way, of the 2,000 plus deals I've done, I've probably done maybe 15 affidavits in my entire career. So it's a very, very low percentage. I only do it in one scenario, and I'll explain it to you. So those are the 3 rules you have to understand: is don't panic, belly to belly, and understand you're going to need their cooperation in the end. So like trying to hit them over the head with a hammer saying, I got a contract, you got to close, it's not going to work. So what you need to do now is when you meet them in person, and I prefer you do it as a person, but you can get some of the information over the phone, is the main thing is you got to find out, why are you canceling? Why do you want to get out of this contract? And the main thing is, I'm going to tell you, they will not tell you the truth at first. They usually make up some elaborate lie. And it's like, well, I don't feel like selling, and get to the root cause of it. You've probably spent hours on this lead and you have a contract. They want to sell it. Something has changed. Your job is to find out what has changed and to solve that problem. So I've boiled it down. There are only 4 reasons people cancel a contract. I'm telling you, thousands of contracts. You can boil it down to one of 4 things. You ready? And guys, this is really simple stuff, but I'm telling you, if I can just save one person, one deal, then I've done my job here. So let's dive into it. Number 1, the biggest reason I find is they're just scared and uncomfortable. I mean, let's face it. They're selling a house with problems, financial situations, and they're scared. And a lot of times you ever go to sleep at night and you have like all these thoughts running in their head, and they go, oh my God, I got to get out of this contract. I'm freaking out. The key is when you're calm and you don't panic with them, you can get through this, meet them in person, and walk them through it. So we need to know the reason they're canceling. I find scared and uncomfortable is one of the biggest reasons. Your job is to solve that. Now, we can walk through some scenarios. You guys can put in your comments if you have this situation going on. I would love to help you out with it. But listen, have you ever been scared and uncomfortable? It sucks. So you need to put yourself in their shoes and help them out. We are in the job of solving people's problems. This is no different. The next one, which this might shock you, guys, moving sucks. Like if you've ever moved, I just recently made a big move, And I'm used to moving. I move all the time. I'm in real estate. So I've owned, I think I counted up with my wife, we've owned 12 different homes in our 25 years of marriage. Like, to me, I trade homes like cars. Like, I'm never attached to them. I love it. I'm constantly looking at upgrade and unique things. So take a person who's lived in a house 20, 30 years, man, it is overwhelming. They say that moving, and I think it's obviously death and divorce are the most stressful things. Moving's number 2. So I want you to understand, it's probably the most traumatic thing they ever do in their life. It's a lot of work. A lot of people, so if it's hot in the summer, it's very physically demanding. And I want you to understand, I've had people go, Rick, I can't get past this moving. It just sucks. Help them, solve them, list some help for them, whatever. I love solving problems like that. Now, let's talk about the 2 sticky ones. Those are the first 2. The next are, I find interesting. My friend told me, my realtor says, my lawyer said. Now, if you have a bona fide contract that you went over with them, they signed, initialed every page, however you do it, from 1 pages to, I don't care, to 15. Don't do a 15 page. And they're happy. You did a solid handshake. You spent time building rapport. You have a deal. Okay. I just want you to know you have a deal, but you got to get them to the closing table. So what happens is people start talking in their ears. Now, I get all the time is, my neighbor said he would buy it, and that we have a deal. And then we just walk them through it. It's actually pretty easy. The most difficult one is usually the realtor friend. But if you have a signed contract, you have some leverage there. If you don't have a signed contract, then you're really at a disadvantage. So the last one, which is the one that really sucks in our business, but it happens and you have to account for it, is just greed. They use your contract to try to go get another wholesaler's, and some unscrupulous wholesaler, or maybe even like a realtor, says, I can get you $5,000 or $10,000 more. If you've ever noticed, the minute you write a contract, people come out of it's like they come out of the bushes. The neighbor wants to buy it. They can buy it. If you have a contract, it protects your position, but you still have to walk them through why they did business with you, what you're going to do to solve it. And we got to get over that. Now, greed is the one time when I know it's greed. They just want more money. A lot of times I'll give them a few more bucks if I have to do it. But understanding, once you start to give money, it usually never stops. So you have to say, listen, I'm going to give you that extra $2,000 just to make you feel better about the move. I don't have to, but understanding, like, we are signed, sealed, delivered. There's no more money coming, because if you give them $2,000, they're going to keep asking for like every day, if not week, and then they're going to negotiate at the closing table. Now, if they go, well, somebody offered me $10,000 more, and we boil down to it, and it's another buyer, then I can't help you with that. I'm not going to give you $10,000 more just because now you're looking for the highest and best. I have no idea their ability to close. Worst case scenario, if it comes down to greed, I would talk to a lawyer, and then you consider recording an affidavit. Understanding recording affidavit does put you at risk. I've been through this extensively. I don't do it unless I think I'm being 100% backdoored and I can prove it. So let's talk about what we can do to save your deal. Okay. So I'll run you through some rules. Number 1, guys, use your ears. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen to your sellers, listen to their needs. I know it's like rehashing old stories, but this is what we do. A lot of times we do counseling and they just want to talk through it. Listen to them. Number 2, offer perks. They go, well, I didn't realize. Now, sometimes we pay closing costs, sometimes we don't. The first perk I always do is try to do it within the HUD. So I can pick up state doc stamps, we call them here in Florida, a little bit different everywhere else, recording fees, title fees. You go, well, Rick, what if I'm already paying all closing costs? Well, offer perks that aren't on the HUD. Offer them assistance with like a moving truck. Like, there's plenty of local movers. Like, we've done U-Hauls and stuff. I'm not telling you to drive the truck or anything. Just help them out. Would you spend a couple $100 to save a deal? Would you spend $500 to save a deal? And you got to make sure you got a airtight deal if you're going to do that. But I'm just telling you, a lot of times offering perks, offering them like some physical movers to help move. I wouldn't I would try to find someone that can help them out and say, listen, you might want to call this guy. I found him off Craigslist. It's up to you. You get professional movers are very expensive. Maybe you can set up a credit at like the U-Haul, like whatever it is. So I don't want you to be liable. I don't want you driving a truck. I don't want you responsible. But like a lot of times, just offering that olive branch to get through the deal helps out so much. This is like, this is big. Sit down after you listen carefully and review your contract, go through the terms and go through the details of the contract. A lot of times that will settle their nervousness, their scared, and their uncomfortability. And last but not least, guys, I can't tell you how many, we talk about our relationships with our title company. Bring your title company in. Okay. They are like the, what do you call those rescue helicopters coming on the really bad accident? They fly in. I've had my title person get in a car with me and go over to the house to save it. Now, I like to bring them over to the title company because they feel like, oh my gosh, you got lawyers here. It's professional. Like they're a neutral party. And a lot of times, whoever your senior rep is helping you out, they'll sit down and go, listen, we've done business with Rick for over 10 years. He's a stand-up guy. What is it that's making you uncomfortable? And they'll tell you, like, I think maybe they're going to steal the money from me, or maybe they're going to take the house and not pay me the money. And then they walk through the process. And I'm telling you, it's an old adage trick, but it works. So now that's it for saving your real estate deals. Guys, do not panic when you get that cancel call. I'm telling you, you will get them. The more groundwork you do up front. The one thing I forgot to mention in this, one of the biggest reasons you get a cancel call is you guys don't stay in communication with your seller. So sometimes we have to wait a month or two. Yeah, I've waited as long as a year to have a close on a deal for extenuating circumstances. You have to touch base with that seller as much as possible. Make it your job or make it someone's job, but communication is key. I lost out on a 6-figure deal because I had someone that was communicating. I found out they were sending them emails. The emails were going to like a dead box, and the seller wound up getting a lawyer, filed for bankruptcy, canceled my deal. And lo and behold, I lost out on it. So I'm just telling you, I assume there was communication. Guys, a good old phone call. Every now and then you drive by and meet with them. You got to keep these people at bay, because if not, the neighbors will talk to them. The realtor will talk to them. Other wholesalers will talk to them. So communication is probably one of the easiest ways to save your deal. So if you ink a deal and then you wait 30 days to see if they're coming to closing table, you will get surprised. So you want to make sure you follow through. The best way, your communication is the best way. The second best way is having your title company reach out to them, get their contact information. It makes them feel like really at ease, get payoffs and stuff like that. So that's my lesson on saving your deal. So I'm going to take your questions in order. Do me a favor, guys, before we go any further. If you enjoy receiving content just like this, I've been doing this 19 years. I trained my son. He's doing it 4 years. He's awesome at what he does. He's really passionate. I love wholesaling. I'm not going anywhere. I've survived a pandemic. We'll see if I survive it, but I think we'll all come out of this. I survived the 08 bubble, and for like 3-4 years, pretty much wiped out almost everybody I knew in the business, wiped out most coaches. And here we are to like 2012 on. There's a million coaches, some good, some bad. I'm not here to talk about coaches. I don't want to focus on coaches. I don't care. I want to focus on you. I want to help as many people out get their first wholesale deal, get up to that first 100,000, and then give you a roadmap for how you can really press this business forward. But I don't think you should pay an arm and a leg to get it. And when I brought Zach into this side of the business, he said he was going to change the game, and God knows he's changed the game. So if you can subscribe and get as many people as you can subscribe, the more subscribers we have, the more stuff I can offer you. And we have so much stuff coming in the pipeline for you. When I say change the industry, you guys have no idea what's coming. So let's talk about how we've already changed the industry. Let me remove that there. Is if you go to freewholesaling.com, we have a simple domain for it. Zach did the big announcement on Tuesday. We are the only, and I repeat, the only wholesaling. You can call us a coach, but I don't want your money. I make plenty of money wholesaling. I'm really good at wholesaling. I love it. I'm passionate about it. It comes through me. You guys know Zach's even more. He's as passionate with it. He's just got more energy and youth than me. And I love that about it. And by having you guys subscribe, the more users we get, the more content I can provide you. And as I said, I promise you this, I'm not here to hit you over the head. The problem in the coaching business is they're all doing pretty much the same thing, and they're saturating it, watering it down. Nobody knows who to use anymore. Listen, make sure whoever you hire is doing the business full time. That's my simple rule. If you want to pay someone, knock yourself out. There's some dynamite people out there, but I don't think you should have to pay to do like your first deal. So do me a favor, go over to freewholesaling.com. Is an absolute free course. It is ridiculous. It's 23 years experience, 2 massive market changes, and it comes from a 21-year-old's perspective that's been doing it 4 years under my tutelage. You know, I sat the other day, Zach asked me how much I've probably spent on mentorship. I've probably spent it's a lot. It's well over the 6-figure, at least 300K. Now, you got to understand, that's over 19 years. I didn't do that all in 1 year. Like I keep doing it. And Zach has the tools to everything. And he said, listen, let's change the game. Guys, I'm just telling you, this course is the most detailed wholesaling course out there. I could easily charge 5 or 10 grand for it. It's freaking free. So I'm changing the game. So help me get as many subscribers as possible. And I am going to make sure that you guys are taken care of. So let's get into it. Let's get into questions. If you haven't had a chance, go ahead and put your questions. I'll take them in order. We got about 45 minutes, and let's rip through it. And I would love to hear some feedback on what you guys think about Zach's big announcement. As you guys know, he was on Wholesaling Hotline too. Let me know what you thought about that interview. I thought it was pretty cool. It's so fun to do lives with like other people in the business, and we all kind of learn from it. So, okay, let's roll through it. AC says, wow, I wish I had this live a week ago. I had to cancel out of my first contract a couple of days ago. So AC, give us details. I'm here to help. I'm telling you right now, there are only 4 reasons people cancel a contract. And the biggest thing I see you guys do is like, oh my God, they're canceling. When they cancel, it's like, hey, Johnny, what's going on? Oh, what? I'm sorry, you want to cancel? Tell me what's going on. Johnny, where are you right now? I go, listen, I got a little bit of free time. Can I swing by like at 5 o'clock? And let me just talk. Let me meet you in person. And, I'm a normal guy. Let's see what's going on. That's it, guys. That's where you settle the dust down, and then you go to him if possible. And then you walk through and find out if one of the 4 reasons. Now, the first 2 reasons are easy. You just got to solve it and walk them through it. The third one, when they got my friend involved, I'm going to use examples in here to show you how to deal with it. The fourth one, when they're just greedy, guys, there's nothing you can do. I get them all the time, dude. When they're just that greedy, it was a weak contract probably to begin with, and you're probably better off moving on. So we're not going to talk about recording affidavits here because you guys understand that's a legal maneuver that can backfire on you. So Jonathan says, if we save deals when we practice always be leaving, is the term always be leaving only used in the beginning? So always be leaving is what you're doing before you get it under contract. So now we're talking, you have a contract and you get that call. Now, in my experience, that call usually comes in the first 48 hours after you enter the contract. So you have to kiss butt in the first 48 hours. How do you do that? Give them a follow-up phone call. Send them a nice email. Send them a text. It was wonderful to meet with you. People don't want to cancel with people they like. And the other one, a big one, have your title company reach out, get their contact information, start the payoff process because you're going to put them at ease. Like, okay, Zach's legitimate. So I got to tell you, you guys don't know. Well, some of you know it. Zach has worked in every position in my company. And he told me, he's like, Dad, I'm only 17. How am I going to get through this? I go, what, does 17 bother you? He goes, no, it doesn't bother me. I'm like, then move on. So he had a lot of people go, man, that kid's young. He's wet behind the ears. He doesn't know it. He got through it. Okay. And his first few contracts we did is I had to be involved because of the age. And it was no big deal. People, like, they loved it. They didn't give it. They loved the enthusiasm. Remember, what you lack in experience, you can easily make up in enthusiasm, energy, and just being a positive, bright person. So, but yeah, it's afterwards. So, okay, let's keep going here. I want everyone to learn on this. So Josh says, what is the best way to renegotiate your price on a contract? Should we wait till an inspection or before an inspection? So, Josh, if you're doing this right, in theory and in reality, is you want to get the accurate price up front. Okay. There are unscrupulous people out there that will teach you to give what they call, somebody coined it, the haircut. Now, that's an old terminology. We all just repeat it. That's a sneaky way to get a discount at the closing table. It's unethical and it could backfire in you. That's when you go, listen, I can't pay you the 180,000, but I can give you like 160 and close today. The problem is they're already in a moving van and a truck, and it's unethical. So try to get the right price up front. Now, if they're the only way your scenario works, Josh, if they're beating you up on price and it's a deal you can make money on, a lot of times I'll enter into that agreement with kind of the fear of a formal inspection. I'm like, if you're so confident in this price that AC's working and I see the wires dangling down, I just come back, have my contractor look at it. He goes, listen, the AC shot, it's $7,000. And I can do the discount with that. If you do it right, you shouldn't have to have a discount, guys. I mean, you shouldn't have an inspection period. If you're getting a good deal, you got to put the seller at ease and not do an inspection. And so the higher the price goes, the more of an inspection. So hopefully you don't have to renegotiate, but like sometimes you do. The only time I renegotiate is when the seller omitted something, or like we come back and found something like way out of whack. So a lot of times it's on the title. So Empire says, thank you for everything you and Zach are doing for us. So guys, I'm telling you right now, we are out to change the wholesaling business. And so if anyone's saying, well, how long can you do this for? Dude, I've been doing it 19 years. I ain't going anywhere. Okay. And Zach is the future of this business. And guys, subscribe, share the information. It's free, freewholesaling.com. We are the only one that gives out free content. Like, how can you do it? Don't worry about that. I'll deal with that. I make plenty of money doing other stuff. I actually love this stuff, man. Listen, the more people that join our community, the more time I get to spend with my kids. I get to spend with Zach. We get to plan on what we're going to do with the channel, where we're going to go with it. We can do events where we can get together. We have fun. If you guys are ever in Stuart, Florida, man, it's paradise here, man. I love it. And I love doing real estate. So I appreciate it, Empire. Thank you so much. Okay, I got one here. Thomas, call someone you know with a Google Voice number to confirm it's across spam. You can get a burner phone with an area code. Okay, interesting. Let's keep going. Stacy says, how you doing, Stacy? I've been wholesaling since 2015, spent thousands on gurus. That's good. Guys, moving forward, we are not even going to talk about other gurus because we're wasting time. And Stacy, I appreciate it. But I'm telling you, if you paid me $10,000, $50,000 or nothing, I'm going to give you the exact same thing. That's the secret to this business. Number one, there are no more secrets in wholesaling. They're all out there. And by the way, how many supposedly coaches you think downloaded my course? I already know. I already know. Like, here's the thing is, I don't care. If I give it away free to all the coaches, then, you decide who you want to pay. But first come, first serve. So if you come here, get the course. For those of you asking, what's he talking about? If you go there, freewholesaling.com, you go to that, you register there. Yes, you got to put in your email. We'll keep you up to date on all the events happening. And it is the most detailed wholesaling course out there. I guarantee you it. So use me first. And if you want to pay someone after, knock yourself out. I don't care. My deal is to get everybody started in wholesaling. Wholesaling has made such a difference in my life. Yeah, it's crazy. So, okay. So let's get back to questions. I promised to answer as many questions. I appreciate it, Stacy. Thank you. Char Michelle. Much respect. Awesome. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Hello, Rick. Met someone today that has done work with you in the past. He said you're a straight up guy. Keep it up. You two have blessed so many, and I've shared all my women REI groups. God bless you. So I appreciate that. So I'm local here in Stuart. So I pretty much own this market in Port St. Lucie, and I'm teaching Zach in it. And man, I just love it. So we're out here by the water in Stuart, living my best life, 25 years married, 2 wonderful children. And so a lot of people ask you, hey, did you make Zach into real estate? No, Zach came to me. You guys hear the story. I gave him a couple books, asked him the quality of his questions would dictate where we're going to go with it. Because I'm like you guys, man, I want to protect your children. It can be a tough business. And Zach he's just natural with it. Like he has the gift and the ability. So I appreciate it, Melissa. And like priding yourself in your local community is like everything. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows what I do. And it goes a long way when you do contract. Now I put in 19 years. I got to tell you in the beginning, nobody knew me. I was in your exact position. And that's why I'm so valuable to you. And that's why I love having Zach, because he just fought the fight a lot of you guys are doing. And he knows exactly what's going on. And the beautiful thing about Zach is he helps bridge the technology gap. He helps keep me in line with you guys, and I help support everything he does with it. So, okay. Okay, I'm missing the order here. Okay, a lot of questions. Let's go. So I would love to bring everybody on video, but the problem is in like an hour show, like we can only bring on so many people because you guys know me. I like to talk. I love to talk about real estate. I go really, really deep. So I got Stacy here. It's a long one. I'll get through it. She's been wholesaling since 2015, working in the medical field, job that I hate. My daughter is, she's getting her doctorate to become a nurse. So I support her on that. So, and God bless you for being anything in the medical field, especially in today's day. So she spent a small fortune on gurus, still paying it. I'm old school and haven't used cold calling or SMS. Hey, see, you're in my classification because that's where Zach brought me over to the other side, the dark side. I just pulled a pre-probate list from PropStream, questioning if I need to do this with cold call, questioning what I need to do with it. Cold call. I found you guys years ago. Thank you for all you share. So, Stacy, the real question is, what do you want to do? So a lot of it dictates like your job and your time. SMS is great because it's very scalable. And if you're at work, you can send out 1,500 and then you can deal with the texts as they come in. The key is to convert them over to phone conversations. The second one, cold calling. I hate cold calling. I tell everyone it's literally like taking a dull spoon and trying to dig in your skin. I hate it. Zach loves it. He loves connecting with people. He's really good at it. So if you can find someone you can pair up that love, if you love cold calling, knock yourself out. The problem is anytime after 2 o'clock to like 7, 8 o'clock, you're good to go. But both platforms have their challenges. SMS is probably like the easiest one to get out as many as you can, but trying to get them on the phone. So you got to find out what fits your if you hate cold calling, don't do it. You're going to torture yourself. Down the road, you consider even some direct mail. I'm a big direct mail guy. I love it, but I think direct mail is about almost the same cost as cold calling. But and then you get inbound calls. So you got to find what you can do, and you say, listen, I can do it. I warn you, doing cold calling, if you can't commit to doing 5 or 10,000 calls like in your first deal, don't do it, because I don't know how many calls you need to make. Some people make 5 calls and they get a deal. I've had people make 10,000 calls and they get a deal. Some of it based on your skill level. So, Stacy, go to freewholesaling.com, go through the entire course head to toe. I mean, guys, this thing's deep. It's not some little 30-page e-booklet. It's 19 years of everything I've learned in this business. And I use this exact course to train Zach. He's a killer on this stuff, and he is in the business every day. He runs so you guys know, he runs a full-time wholesale operation business. And we are known for 2 things. If you guys don't know Rick Ginn and Zach, let me tell you right now, low cost, high margin. If you can put those 2 things in wholesaling, you will last a lifetime. If not, all these other people that started in 2012, 13 that are spending $20,000, $30,000 on all this data. I heard somebody that were making 7 million calls a month. It's not even realistic. And you won't, and when this market churns, and eventually it will churn, that formula will not even slightly work. So you need a lean. I run my business with 4 people, guys, 4 people. I've done as many as a dozen, and I didn't like it. I hated it. So awesome, Stace. Do you send letters to pre-probate leads? If so, how well is that working? I send mail to everybody. So if you guys want to get pre-probate leads, the best way to go is to oh my gosh, listrei.com. That's where you use PropStream. We teach you in our course how to use it. If you can use listrei.com, you get a free trial version. Now, on probates, I like to send letters. Postcards, don't work as well. And then honestly, they're really easy lists to manually skip trace because they're small. And I call it a warm call. We teach it in the course, by the way. And freewholesaling.com. And that's how I would attack that. So good questions, man. All right, let's see here. Ralph says, hey, as a person who's bought multiple programs, I've got more than I've paid for from Zach, going live every Friday and answering the questions. It was a game changer, and I have experience. So Ralph, I appreciate you. And do me a favor. If you guys can get the word out in the community about the Flip with Rick deal, this is crazy. I may tell you, I got phone calls from people in the business. They think I've lost my mind. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to let Zach run with this. He wants to change the game. I want to support in doing it. And I'm having more fun than I've ever done it. I see so many people out there that they're just, guys, if you're not having fun what you're doing, I think Stacy said before, if you're miserable in your job, then use wholesaling as the platform. But you got to understand, you got to want to talk to people. You got to put in the work. So many people think when they pay someone, their problems are solved. And I'm going to be honest with you, they just begin at that point. So paying someone doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It just means they have your attention. But the problem is if the product doesn't meet the expectations, that's where everybody gets upset. So Ralph, I appreciate you. Spread the word and just keep us updated and keep doing well. Okay. Raider. I love you, bro. How do I get my first deal? Real simple. To save everyone a little bit of time, and so I can answer as many questions, go to wholesalingfree.com. I'm sorry, freewholesaling.com. You're going to get the most detailed course. And here's what I want you to do. If you were going to pay me $1,000 or say $5,000, I heard someone they have a $300 monthly program, and they say they're only going to let you download so many videos, so you have to pay $3,000 over a 10-month period. That's ridiculous. Everything I have, I like Netflix, but I don't like to, what do you guys call it? Binge. But any type of material with real estate, especially with wholesaling, if you give me a book, I'll read it in a day, and I'll probably read it 3 times over the next few days. Do that with this course. I don't care. Why am I going to limit how many downloads you get, or not downloads, just view the videos. All I ask is you spread the word about what we're doing and let people know, okay, these guys are for real, man. I always hear this word, oh, I'm a go-giver, and go, then give your stuff away. Like, what's the big deal? There's no more secrets in wholesaling. Guys, it's not out there. I didn't pay to learn my ABCs, and I'm not going to charge you to learn wholesaling. What do I get out of this? I love that question. I get a relationship with other people. We get to establish trust. You get to know who I am. You guys get to know Zach. Me and Zach like to have fun. We kid around a lot. And like, we're a family business. My wife's involved in the business. She's behind the scenes. So I love it. This thing where you like, I don't want anybody to have an office. An office in wholesaling is like the kiss of death. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've had them. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on office, and I'm not doing it anymore. It's pointless. Your sellers do not go to your office. They don't go. They don't care. All your money should be spent on marketing. So whatever you are going to pay me or pay Zach, I need you to commit that money to marketing. So if you feel the course is worth $3,000, come up with your marketing plan, use the wholesaling course, and use that money towards marketing. The biggest obstacle to most people get started in wholesaling is they pay this coach all this money and then they have no money for marketing. What's the point? It needs to be done the other way around. And that's how we're going to do it. We JV on deals with people. The more people join this community, the more opportunities I can bring to you guys. So the first thing is go to freewholesaling.com. I'll show you exactly how to do a deal. Also, Zach has plenty of videos on how to get your first deal in 30 days. What kind of list should I get? It's all in the course, guys. So this is what I love about this. It makes this, go to the course, freewholesaling.com, and I promise you it'll all be answered in there for you. And take whatever you're going to pay me, Raider, and put it towards your marketing budget. I don't care what it is. Okay, I got a challenging question. What's up, Sergio? How to wholesale if a seller has a tenant and they have a lease until some time next year and they want cash, not terms. Happens all the time. So the first thing you got to do is establish what type of lease they have. So are they paying the lease? You know, all the numbers. Number two, here's a great little trick. Okay. I'm going to tell you, most people that sell with tenant, they're usually really bad tenants. The tenants, 9 times out of 10, has violated the lease by not paying it on time, or they've trashed the property. So more than half of them, you already have a lease violation, and you can try to work. And what I like to do is you can give them like a cash for keys. Now, if heed the warning, if a landlord signs a 1-year rental agreement with a tenant and then turns around and wants to wholesale the property to you, it's usually problematic. It usually, most normal landlords, when they're getting towards the end of the lease, they want to sell it. Nobody signs up for a lease unless some sort of emergency happens, is going to do that. Now, in that case, I will get the history of the tenant. If it's a really good paying tenant, I tell you, Sergio, we just had this. We had like a 70-year-old lady who was on disability. And she had a special needs grandchild, and she had 10 months left in the lease. And I told the landlord, just call me when the lease is done. Like and she's paying like $800 and the going rent's like $2,200. I can't make those numbers work. We met with the tenant, and actually, my acquisition guy met with him, and he's like, I can't, I don't evict the little old ladies, guys. I just don't have the heart for it. So, she's paying. Now, if they're not paying and stuff like that, I'll immediately go to them and just talk to the tenant, and then just say, listen, you know, how do you want to handle this? And a lot of times you can give them $500. I've given them as much as $1,000. If you're getting a really good deal, who cares? You make them clean sweep it and everything, and they got to be out by the day you close. Now, I'm in a position where I can take people on and move with a lawyer and stuff like that. I don't want you guys to do that in the beginning. So the key is guys, talk to people, talk to the tenants, talk to the landlords, see if the story matches up. If it's a really bad tenant, they're usually going to know they're going to go out, and usually a tenant, when you buy the property, they expect to leave. So hopefully that answers it for you. Okay, I'm just working through the questions, guys. So I see some duplicate ones, and I want to give everybody a fair chance. Okay, let's jump on Zeol. Hey, I cold call an absentee owner list in Charlotte with 2K. So I assume 2,000 calls. Got 5 leads, no deals. Is this normal? What should I do? So I don't know what parameters you set up on your list. So if you go to freewholesaling.com, if you go into the list section and look under the criteria we teach you for free. So obviously you're spending some money on your marketing, and I applaud you because that's what you need to do. So what I would do is try to dial your list in a little bit better, but you got to understand, like 2K in cold calling is not a big list. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I would at least try to double it or triple it. I don't know what your budget is, but by me teaching you for free, like you got to mentally spend that money on the marketing. I would incorporate it. If you're not doing it virtually, you guys are missing some of the basics, driving for dollars. And I would try to find off market lists as well too, code violations, tax delinquencies, anything like that, to put you in a better, to get you more leads. So the idea is to get you a higher lead count, but go through the course. I think it'll sharpen you up in every angle to help you out with that. So guys, no quick questions, just say it. Can I get a contract on a flood damaged property? I've been looking for videos on flood damage. I've only found fire damaged properties. I don't want to lose the seller's interest in selling. Listen, I've bought flood damaged houses. So I've dealt with a lot of hurricanes with them. The main thing is, like, if you guys are in the Houston area, they went through this 2 or 3 years ago where everything flooded. The main thing is to try to get a contractor that understands how a flood house works. So depending on the level of the flood, you got to understand everything from that flood level has to be cut out, aired out, and some sort of depending on how long it is. Now, if a flood just happens, I'm all over it. When the house sits like 6 months, it is problematic because the mold will crawl up the walls and it keeps breeding and super breeding, and then you get issues. If the flood just happened in the last 30 days and they've opened the walls up, I'm really excited to buy that house. So flood is much easier, in my opinion, than a fire damaged property because it does not require the city to sign off on it. So if you have a concrete foundation, they're pretty much protected. You get drywall issues, and if you can mediate the mold, and you have to have the electrical looked at. So you've got to price the only difference in flood is you got to price it out to make sure you're going to have a profit level that your buyers want to buy that house. So just make sure you get a good deal on it. The answer is yes. It says you trained him well. I assume you're talking about Zach. I appreciate it. So I got Ed here. We opted out of $35,000 real estate investing course while back. Some people paid and got screwed. Company disappeared after 1 month. So guys, 19 years. Rick ain't going anywhere. Obviously, my son being the youth in the company, he's got the next 50 years to spend with you guys. And I'm like really excited about this because it helps me connect. I was guilty for years of doing a lot of stuff on my own. And I've always loved wholesaling. I loved wholesaling so much that I didn't really have the ability to coach to it. Now that I have my lean staff, I have exactly what I want. We have the ability to connect with you because this is great because the idea is teach as many people as you can. So if I taught 500 or 1,000 people, I just feel like I'd be doing a disservice. So I've really kind of sat back the last 4 or 5 years, as I call the circus shows going on with all the people teaching. And now you can tell there's people training all the coaches, and they're all desperately trying to copy each other's formula. I ain't going to do that. I am completely different. I guarantee someone's going to try to copy what we do. We're authentic in what we're doing, and I'm here. So everybody knows where I am. We're here in Florida, and we love what we do. So, by the way, guys, paying $35,000 for like a starting wholesaling course, Shame on who's ever offering that. That's terrible. I mean, that's got to be like high level stuff. So congrats, Ed. I would love to hear progress on how you're doing with everything. So Phil says, what do you think of Fiverr skip tracing? It's crap. Don't do it. I'm just telling you, like, don't do it. You do not want someone Fiverr, because here's what Fiverr's doing. They're working as a VA for another wholesaler, and they're using that guy's account, and they're stealing information to give it to you, and understand someone else is going to have access to that information. And I hate that. I got the water shut off list skipped for owner by someone on Fiverr. Haven't called yet. Well, give it a shot. Let us know how it works out. But I'm just telling you, Fiverr, they're using somebody else's data, which means they're probably stealing it. So I don't like it. There's too many good services. There's too many good services out there. Go to smszach.com. Use it. I'm just telling you guys, if you do that, the Fiverr is really good for simple, like Excel spreadsheets, graphics, logos. I love it to death. I use them a lot. But I'm telling you, when it comes to like systematic skip tracing or like cold callings, that you got to be careful, because they're typically moonlighting on someone else's job. But Phil, let me know how it works out. But guys, avoid Fiverr for skip tracing. That's what they do. That's because that's my personal experience, and I'm not the only one who said that. Gator Girl. So I hope that's Florida Gators. So by the way, both my kids are Florida Gators, so I'm very proud of it. So both like crazy smart, much smarter than I am. So that's why Zach's so good with technology and everything else we do. So I like the colors. So you guys are in the right. Actually, my daughter's she's going back right now. So I just want to learn REI, real estate investing, and you have given me more free than any video I have been watching. So do me a favor, Gary, share this with as many people as you can, and make sure they subscribe, because the more subscribers we get, the crazier this thing's going to get. Listen, I'm going to do it regardless. I just want to share the information with me. I want people to have a choice. If you want to spend money starting out wholesaling, that's your choice. But why not do the free wholesaling.com and go ahead and give it a shot with us? Because I promise you, I can't find anybody out there doing this as long as I can, giving us much content again. Most of the people out there teaching has started in 2013. Guys, I could have put anybody in the last 7-8 years to make money in real estate. It's really not that hard. The challenging times are going to be coming up, and who you're going to get guidance from is going to make a huge difference with you. So my philosophy, and Zach believes in this, and he lives it: low cost, like keep your overhead very minimum. Most of your money should always be spent on marketing. Everything else is a distraction. And then high margins. How do you get high margins? Work with people that are experienced in it. Learn how to talk to people and access somebody's system and follow-up system so you can get the best deal possible. I much rather get 30, 40 grand on a deal and sit here fight for $3,000 and $4,000 checks. It's torture to me. Like, there's no point in doing it. And guys, by the way, I do that today. I got 7 deals lined up right now, massive amounts of profits, and I'm having a great time doing it. So I appreciate it, Carrie. Thank you. Share, please. The trader says, Zach, agree with me. They like to create a paywall and redirect people's to Zach's training, laugh out loud. So guys, all our training's out there for free. So I guarantee you someone's going to try to repackage it, put it in theirs, and they're going to try to charge you for it. Go. Here's what I want you to do. Go, listen, Zach and Rick train me for free. They're trying to get me up and running in wholesaling. And then after that, we can develop a long-term relationship through this channel. And we are just going to keep bringing you more and more and up the ante on this. So I appreciate it. It says, thank you for everything you guys do. Much appreciated. We'll meet up one day. So you guys are ever in Stuart, give a holler. But so I like to go fishing. Zach likes to fish too. I'm a fisher. Like, I love the outdoors. I love the water. I love boating. I love anything marine. And so that's one of the reasons I picked wholesaling, because it affords me the lifestyle that I can live. And I afford it by flipping houses and not flipping students. But I've committed with Zach to change this industry, specifically wholesaling, because there is nothing that you can learn that's not already been taught out there. And my 19 years experience will walk you through it. So, Jose says, if I only met you 2 years ago before spending. So I'm sorry, Jose, but I was just exhausted about what's going on in the coaching community. And I always said there needs to be change. Me and Zach talked about it for years before we did it. And he actually came up with a lot of this idea. So Zach's in control of where we go, and I support him, and we work together, and we have a lot of fun doing this. So no big deal, Jose. You'll make plenty of money. You'll make it up. Hold on. Let me fix this here. Rick, is most of your deals of an assignment? How much of your deals do you keep, and what percentage is done on terms? Thank you. I do them all, Rich. Like everything you just said, I do them all. Some we keep for rentals. I love creative financing. Creative financing's been around forever, guys. It wasn't just invented yesterday. It's just you're getting more and more content on it. And creative financing, there's a lot that goes into it. If you're starting out, please start out on assignments. Is the most efficient way to do it. Not every deal is completely assignable. Maybe it's a bad tenant. Maybe it's just a bad seller. And so some of them we double close, some of them we own, but I rarely ever own a property for 90 days. If you implement the 90-day rules past your assignment fee, you will never get in trouble in this business. Anybody owns stuff more than 90 days, you got to have a long-term play. And I understand long-term means there's other factors can come in. Nobody ever saw this pandemic coming. Nobody ever saw it. We couldn't predict. Everybody predicted the opposite of real estate. And by the way, anybody who gives you a prediction, discredit them immediately. There's no such thing. You can't predict what's going to happen in this current economy. There is no blueprint for it. So anybody who predicts it, here's what they do. They predict it. And then when it doesn't come true, they go back and they repredict. And until they get it right, which might take them 10 years, then they're one day a genius. Complete crap. Ugh. Okay. Stacy says, what do you think about flipping mobile homes? I freaking love it. Stacy, actually, I actually stopped flipping mobile homes and I collect them because the cash flow is insane. Let me give you an example. We picked up mobile homes from a creative investor that was just moving out. He's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. We met with the tenants, everyone, and I think we picked them up like 15, 20 grand, and we're renting them for like $1,000 to $1,200 a month. I've already paid the dang things off. So like mobile homes, flip them if you need the cash, but if you can afford to put up $5,000 or $10,000 and collect it, like you can get paid back in a year. I don't know anything else. You talk about affordable living, so like mobile homes, they rule. So you just got to be careful if it's leased lands or not, stuff like that, but they work really well. So guys, we're in the speed round. I got 10 minutes here. Let's get as many questions answered as possible. Jacob says, should I be under contract before making offers to buyers? 100%. Absolutely. If you do it the other way, it will blow up on you. I've had to, oh my God, in the beginning. I just saved you like a lot of heartache, especially in today's market. They will go behind your back and steal your deal. So make sure you have it under contract and then introduce your cash buyers. Rich says, have you ever heard of REI Reply? I have no idea what that is. If somebody wants to comment here, kind of let us know what it is. I have no idea. It sounds like some sort of automation. Automation's only good. It's got its limits, you know. So, guys, if you want to get access to this free course we've offered, we are the only coaches out there, and I'm not really a coach. I'm more of a long-term mentor. But my job is to get you started in wholesaling so we can change your life and change the trajectory of it. So instead of paying $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to get started wholesaling, just go to freewholesaling.com, right there. You put in your email. Don't worry. It's a safe place. We're secure. I don't ask for a credit card or anything. There is no gimmicks. We just asked you that you subscribe to this channel. You listen and go through the course. And by the way, when we do interactives with you guys, I can tell how far you've gone through that course. I don't know how they do it, but I can see how many modules you looked at. So if you're going to go on live with us, like, make use of your time. And there's no limitations. I heard coaches talking about we're going to limit the amount of drip so we can extend their monthly subscription. Dude, knock yourself out, binge it, tear it up in 3 days. It's more than 3 days of content. I'm warning you, it is a lot. So everything to do to get your first wholesale deal and get you that first 100 grand in that course. So, okay, back to the comments. Let's go here. Mamadou, he's got an off-market property under contract in Indianapolis. He's got his email up there. I'll leave it up for a minute while I look at the other question. Anybody can help him out. Got a buyer in there. Help him out because we're all here to help each other out. So I appreciate you putting your time in. Rich says, do you do virtual wholesaling? Yes, absolutely. I like to do it in places I'm familiar with. Here's a good one. KG says, what's the best way to wholesale remotely when you have a full-time job and you live in an expensive area? And what's the best marketing strategy you should use for virtual? Once again, it's rolling across the bottom of the screen. Go through that in the virtual section. As far as the job and the expensive area you live, you got to make some like life choices. So I get it. If you're in New York City or you're in like San Francisco or even Miami, it's hard to start out in that backyard. So you're kind of forced to do virtual. I would pick a market that maybe you went to college there, or maybe you live there, or you have family members or someone that can help you out with like boots on the ground. So check out the freewholesaling.com and that should help you out, KG. So, okay. Got 5 minutes, guys. Let's see. Shared info with the course about my grandkids. I appreciate Robin. So also we're going to put in some, I have guys, like, I love helping people out with real estate. I've done so many things I've never even launched. I've kept in the vault. And Zach looks at it, it's like, oh my God, you didn't release this? Like, I go, it was an idea. I'm not sure how it would take. And Zach's like, just give it to me. Like, this is really good. So Zach's kind of my barometer if it's going to work or not. And if you guys don't know, when Zach was 17, I had him sit down and create an ebook, his story from going from a bag boy to doing 100 grand. And he thought I was crazy for making him document it. And he thanks me this day. And I'll go ahead and make sure Zach has the Bags to Riches story in there. And the book's designed, it's a really short ebook. And it teaches kids, it kind of introduces them to real estate and all the possibilities. And it is awesome for kids to read. It's up to you on how you introduce it, but it's going to be absolutely free. I'll make sure we get it up by this weekend. And I want you to go ahead and access this, Robin, because it is powerful. If a 17-year-old kid can make 6 figures while he's in high school, what's our excuse? And you know what? The only excuse is we're the only thing we get in the way. I've already removed money out of your way. So guys, let's go. Let's get this done. Let's see here. So see, Steve's taking advantage. Just watch Zach's virtual wholesale deal. Nice. So Zach did, I think we did a lot of markets. So when you do virtual, there's a lot of playing around with it. We use listrei.com to gather our data in new markets, but we shared the secrets of how we took wholesalers' list and just reverse engineered the zip codes, and we found the hot areas. And then we used listrei.com, which leads you to PropStream to identify the really, really hot areas. So awesome. Dan says, what course is it scrolling on the bottom, Dan, for you? For those of you who don't know, we introduced the first 100% free wholesaling courses, 19 years experience from a very successful wholesaler myself. Obviously, Zach's had 4 years of amazing success working with me. And we've decided, actually, Zach decided and made the announcement he was going to change this business. And, I know it's working because a lot of people are calling me going like, what? I don't understand what you guys are doing. I don't care. The main thing is that we benefit you. I've been in your shoes. Zach was just recently in your shoes. I think so many of these people teaching real estate have lost the connection. It's just make money, make money. You guys know when Zach has people on the show, he will not let them on the show unless they prove HUDs that they're doing the business. If I told you what percentage of the people like go, well, it's private. Of course it's private. I know it's private. That's why I asked you for it. I'm not going to put it out there publicly. I just want to make sure you're doing what you're saying. And you would be surprised how many people run. Oh my God, they're going to nobody verifies anything in wholesaling, by the way. I've just come to that conclusion. Oh, I'm the number one wholesale coach. You might make the most money in wholesaling, but like, what does that mean? I don't understand that. Like, it's crazy. So anyways, free wholesaling, freewholesaling.com. It's right there on the bottom there. So he says, I have a lady asking over market value, no repairs in the last 7 years. How do I explain to her price is too high? You don't, you move on, you put her in your follow-up and see if she ever comes around. The market's hot, but the market ain't completely stupid, but some markets they are. So just go on, find another deal. If there's no money in there, I can't have you working for free or losing money on it. So don't do it. That's your follow-up. Something is telling me this is a deal. Well, you do not operate on emotions. You cannot operate on emotions and wholesaling other than connecting with rapport with sellers. Guys, let me repeat that. You cannot run a wholesaling business based on emotions. It will kill you. If you feel it's a deal or something like that, no, do the math. And you guys know my theory. If you have to pull a calculator out, the deal's too tight. So okay, the JV information is not going to be in the course. When we do the lives and stuff like that, people have a deal, we talk about it. And if it's a quality deal, we have somebody follow up with you and we'll see if we can kind of work with you. But I'm going to make it a requirement. Anybody we JV with has completed 100% of the course. We can tell who's gone through the course and what you've done with it. So go through the course, freewholesaling.com. Dan says, thank you, Mr. Ginn. I appreciate Dan. And you know what I appreciate most about everybody on this live stream is you guys are giving up your most valuable asset, which is your time. And me and Zach do not take that lightly. And I want to make sure we always try to be on time. Every now and then we're a few minutes late. But guys, I appreciate everyone. Everyone. I got I'm going to answer. Thank you. Let's see here. What's here? We use Podio. And by the way, in our training through freewholesaling.com, we go through extensive training on Podio without driving you nuts and without hiring special consultants. I love the consultants, but most of the time you don't need a consultant until you get really ramped up in this business. And that's definitely not in the first 6 months in this business. So it takes time to get traction. And we appreciate those. Hey, I appreciate guys. I appreciate your time. Zach's coming on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. I want you guys to jump on there and spend time with him. I know you guys listen. Zach's fun to be around. That's who Zach is, and I hope the authenticity comes out between the father and son. This is what we do. We love it. I love it. I've been doing this business 19 years. I'm not going anywhere. And having Zach involved in the business makes sure for the next 50 years, we have a blueprint to make sure we stay connected with you forever. Listen, the technology will change. It's only going to get better and it's going to be awesome. And so go in there, guys, get started in wholesaling. Listen, take the free course, pay someone. It's up to you. At least go to freewholesaling.com. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and share it with as many people as possible. And the more people that join this community, the more we can share content and information. And I just like, let's have fun. Like, let's do business. Let me help you out. And this is your free mastermind. I've paid in excess of $30,000 to mastermind where like, I'm like, man, because you're only limited to the amount of people in the room. Now, we're going to find better ways to interact with people. I get it. Like sometimes typing's a pain in the butt. The problem with the video thing is there's only so many you can answer live, and having 500 people live at one time, logistically, there are some limitations to it. So I'm open to suggestions and feedbacks, what you guys have. Remember, we're here for you. I love wholesaling. And a snapshot of what we do is you get to see over my shoulder with me and Zach of someone who runs a successful wholesaling business. Listen, if you want to go out and get 20 employees and knock yourself out, I'm just here to get you started, get you going. I still think having a lean operation and big margins will keep you in this business forever. And guys, I didn't get in this business 80 hours a week. I want to fish. I want to travel. I want to spend time with my family and just have an incredible lifestyle. And I don't need to be the richest guy in the world. Time to me is what wholesaling has given to me. That's the product you see with Zach. If you like that and you want that in your life and you're committed to doing wholesaling, go ahead to freewholesaling.com, put in your email in there, register there. There's no credit card. Like, I know people are shocked by it. Everyone go, oh my God, they're going to hit me. I got nothing to tell you. We don't run one ad. I know I'm the only person out there that does these masterminds coaching. I don't do everything's completely organic. Sorry about that. So go ahead and register. And the biggest thing is I need you guys to subscribe, share this content. Tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Zach's going to be on here. He's super pumped. He's got some feedback for you on the course, some things he's going to add, and he's wide open for suggestions. I'm not even sure what topics he's going to, you never know what Zach's going to speak, but I promise you it's going to be about getting you guys deals, helping you, getting you to your first deal, then getting your first 100,000, and then the sky's the limit, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Do me a favor, tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, freewholesaling.com. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome day. Thank you.